here, well, we're gonna talk really briefly about the process, the manufacturing process of these sandwich panels. We have the coil, as you have seen before with my colleagues. So we have the coiling process, and this one goes through a film covering so it can be protect the steel sheet along the process of molding when we will have the steel profile. Okay, this is an important part. So both, let's say, at the top and the bottom of this steel layer, we're gonna mold it according to your requirements. Okay, and then next is delivered to a roller table where we put the panel preheating. Okay, this is important part since the different sandwich panels, the different steel layers need to be adjusted a little bit so we can have a proper addition of the part of the foaming, okay, the mix and foaming, which is the insulation part. Okay, in this part, both steel layers, they are placed, let's say, place one above the other one, and in between is the insulation one. So we need to adhere this one, put it all together to make the sandwich panel itself. Finally, well, we're gonna cut it, let's say, just rapidly cut it and roll it. After that one, we want to make a treatment, and of course, after it's cut, the sandwich panel according to the dimension, it's stacking to each other, and finally making the final packaging system. Okay, so they are delivered like in a little bunch of them, and this is already palletized and also packaged as well. So that is your final product. Also, general specification. Let's say generally we can have the sandwich panels as you saw before with me. Let me just take a look on this one. Let's say in this case it's a sandwich panels as we can see on the left side, and as you can see, the application of this one is it's a flat sandwich panel, wall sandwich panel. So we can actually have it for divisions of your project. Okay. However, we also have in the surface, depending on your requirement, we also can have the next one, that is the zone absorbing panel. This zone absorbing panel, well, you can see on the description of the different products. I will recommend you, if you want to know more about it, to go to the Type 5. Okay, this product actually is really particular because apart from the insulation that it has a double steel layer, and the first one has holes like around 3 millimeters the diameter, so it allows the entrance of the noise, and it gets absorbed through the panel. So when the noise passes through here, it's absorbed part is also emitted, reflected, and also it's absorbed through the energy on the sandwich panel. At the end, of course, we're gonna have a reduced sounds on the other side. Also, another application is roof sandwich panel. As you can see here in this model, well, in this case it's a PUR sandwich panel. You have the profile itself on the top, and the interesting things like you can put it all together, you can assemble them along your project, just put it one above the other one. Of course, you need to screw it in this case. Okay, so this, let's say, generally speaking, how we classify the sandwich panels. Okay. If we talk about the application of them, well, it's really interesting because this product is really easy to handle. It's already ready to construct and doesn't need so much technical expertise in this case. However, we also recommend you to consider in your project also the fastener, also the corner angles, the purlins or drywalls, in this case, in order to support your structure. Okay. Another application, as you can see here on your right, it's a roof. So we can put all the sandwich panel together and make the same as the roof tile in this case, but with the particularity that you're also gonna be focusing on the thermal insulation of your structure. So it's a really interesting point to consider. Also, if you go to more complex structures, such as, for example, a fully done sandwich panel made house or warehouse, or even though it can be as a prefabricated house, as you will see after, you can have the complexity and how these kind of projects can be really versatile. It's really robust, so we can consider different factors. Here's explain a little bit more in details about the sandwich panel performance. These holes that you can see, and well, I was explaining to you the 3 millimeters diameter. The incident sound goes to the sandwich panel. Part of it, of course, as in physics, it's reflected. However, a fraction itself, it wants to pass through the other compartments. So what does this sandwich panel does? Well, it allows the reflection, but also allows the absorption of the sound. So at the end, at the other part, the transmitted sound is going to be much lesser than in the other side. Of course, this depends on two main factors, let's say. First, as you remember, the density of the sandwich panel here. Another one that you might remember, the thickness of the sandwich panel. These are important factors, so it will eventually allow you to transmit less sound according to your requirements.